Well, hello again and welcome to another wee session with Polly Brennan from Adventures Coaching. Lots of work going on right now for me with people who want to have some practical strategies to cope when life gets tough, and so I'm going to share some of those with you today. Number one, take time to say yes to those things that serve you well. Only you'll know what that is, and only you will know what that means. But what are those things in your life? It could be people, activities, events, things that add value to you, things that help you feel happy, healthy in life, and things that help you get what you need. That could mean anything to you. And actually, saying yes to things that serve you well might mean saying no to some other things, or actually maybe just not now or not yet. But it's important to do that sometimes so that you create space for the things that are just right for you. Number two, sprinkling your thoughts. So by that, what I really mean is notice which thoughts you are allowing to be present in your mind, and decide if they're helpful to you. Now, we're all prone to negative thoughts. Maybe they're worrisome thoughts, maybe they're negative thoughts, maybe we lack confidence and we fear that we might fail. This is all completely natural, so please don't panic if this is what you do. We all have thoughts that are unhelpful. Sometimes we actually predict the outcome that we fear most. It's like having a faulty crystal ball and imagining what might happen and thinking, usually, when we're in a place of fear or anxiety, we imagine the worst case scenario. And then we take that to become a fact when actually it's not, it's just a thought or a worry. So my invite to you is to sprinkle in your thoughts and make sure the thoughts that you're allowing to be present in your mind are helpful ones. Now, if they're not, then you need to invite them to take a hike. It's a little bit like people that you allow in your head. If there's somebody in your mind that's their behaviours, thoughts are worrisome to you, then they're squatting and you're letting them live rent-free in your head. So unhelpful thoughts, unhelpful people, have a spring clean. Now, I know it's not as simple as that, and I'm not going to go into that right now, but I'm going to create another video to look at that. So check out the other videos in my resilience series or my coaching series if you want to know more. But be really careful what you're allowing yourself to think and give attention to, because whatever you think and pay attention to, you'll look for signs and you'll find them, because there's always a way to interpret things in the way that fits with what you're thinking. Number three, make some space for new growth. Now, that can mean all sorts of things. That might be new activities, new people, new experiences, new challenges, who knows. Make time for something new, make time for something exciting. Just make space for something different. Otherwise, what we risk is that life continues on the same track all the time and we do the same things. And as you know, if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. So make space for change. It creates growth. Number three, choose your company wisely. You might have heard me talking about this before. I talk a lot about your team. And by your team, I don't mean who you work with. I mean your life team. But it can also be your work team. And what I mean by that is choose wisely. And you may have heard this before, but apparently we become the product of the people we spend most time with. So what we have to really think about is perhaps 3 to 5 people in our life. They have to be people that we value, people that we want to have in our life, that we would regard in our team. And it depends what you need as to what they need to deliver you. So that can be anything from honesty. They'll tell you, when you're bullshitting yourself. They'll tell you when you're maybe making decisions that aren't great. They'll be really honest with you. It might be people that just anchor you, that just by having them present in your life you feel more anchored. It might be people that help you have fun. It might be people that validate you. But think about what you need from a team, your team, and choose them wisely. And you know what? A little bit like the last top tip, if you don't have the right people in your team, you can have a spring clean, and you can choose different people. Number 5 is keep your power. We all need to keep our power. So by that I mean, don't give all your attention to pleasing other people or being likeable for other people. If you do so, you'll be busy in their business and you'll not be in your business, which is about just being amazing and brilliant and the best version of you that's absolutely possible. So don't give all your attention to pleasing others. Keeping your power, I also mean by that, don't allow other people's behaviour or words to mean something about you. So how people behave and the things they say are actually usually a reflection of them. So mirror up and write back, yeah, how people behave and what they say means a lot about them. Don't make it mean something about you if it's unhelpful. And number 3 is own how you feel. Don't blame other people for how you feel. They made me feel upset. They made me feel, less worthy. Own how you feel. If you feel a particular way, or if someone behaves in a way that makes you feel something, they've pressed a button. And in order to press buttons, it means you already have that button. That's yours. You own it. So take time to work out why it is you feel like that and what it is you're going to do to feel differently or think differently, but own how you feel. Number 6, remember that adversity brings space for growth and opportunity to learn. It doesn't always feel good when things happen that you perhaps didn't want to happen. Yet, sometimes these situations create space for growth or a new direction or learning. And at the time, sometimes we just don't know that yet. So it feels very negative at that point in time, but it can often lead to something really positive. You think of a time maybe when something happened that at the time it felt awful, but actually it created a really good outcome or a different direction or a new opportunity, but you couldn't see it in that moment. So bear that in mind. And what I'm going to say to you about this is that even in the worst case scenario, you can ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? And if you really dig deep on that one, you'll find something, even if it's just one thing. Every opportunity and every person you meet creates an opportunity for learning and growth. Create a powerful story about yourself as you go forward in life. Create a narrative that tells a positive and a helpful story about you. I get really curious about the stories people tell about themselves. When I came to coaching myself, and I was being coached at one point in my life, and I continue to be coached, I was bringing a victim story to that coaching. And the first thing that the coach asked me was, how is this story working out for you? And I realised really quickly it wasn't a helpful story. And the next question she asked me was, would you like a different story? And that was a big relief to me. And also a big light bulb moment. I didn't actually have to be a victim in this story. I could be empowered and I could take the lead and I could make change and I could be in control. So actually there's probably lots of different life events that could define you. Lots of different things that have happened that could define the story you tell other people about you. Just choose a helpful one. Choose an empowering one. Choose a positive one for yourself. You deserve it. So number 8 is about noticing any signs that you might be less a resilient, capable, well, healthy version of yourself. The little signs perhaps that tell you or other people you're not on top form, and act on them. Could be anything. It could be something you say, it could be something you do, it just could be how you're behaving. My classic is, I just don't have time for this. And when I start to say that, I've learned from somebody else's observations of me that usually means I'm feeling really stressed out and it means I need to act. So when you notice whatever your early warning signs are, act on them. That might be that you start to get busy with some of the top-up activities in your life that really boost you, fuel up your tank. It might be that you engage your team and you get them around you, supporting you and helping you. Or it might be that you nip it in the bud in another way. Maybe perhaps you've got some strategies and tools that you use. So number 9 is about confidence. It's about doing those things that scare you. And remember that if something feels scary and you really lack confidence around it, repetition grows confidence. So sometimes what we have to do rather than avoid that thing is do it and learn from it and grow from it and manage your expectations at the beginning. Just do it and then work on being brilliant at it or work on being relaxed at doing it and enjoying it as you go along. Finally, number 10 is just make time for fun. Happiness is the best way to fuel up your resilience tank, doing things you love. Make time for fun because life is here and it's now and it's happening and you won't be on planet Earth forever and neither will I. and the world is spinning and the clock is ticking, and now is all we've got. So make the most of what we've got now and absolutely aim to have a blast and to love the life you've got and to thrive. It's Polly Brennan from Adventures Coaching. You can email me, polly@adventurescoaching.com. You can check me out on my website, www.adventurescoaching.com. Every second Friday I offer complimentary sessions, so you could just drop me a line and perhaps you've got hit a crossroads or perhaps you just want more from life. I'd love to hear from you, and thank you for listening. Take care and have a brilliant day. Bye now.